In the quiet town of Ijebu-Ode, where tradition and wealth dance side by side, there lived a man known far and wide, Chief Olajoroje Adebayo. People also knew him as Chief Duro the Magnificent. He was a man of immense riches. He had different luxurious fleet of cars parked in his garage. He owned hotels, plazas, petrol stations, and even sponsored politicians. But what many didn't know was how he was able to acquire such immense wealth. Doroje wasn't rich. In his youthful age, he sold spare parts in Lagos, hustling from sunrise to sunset, barely making enough to feed his family. His wife, Adoni, stood by him loyally through hard and difficult situations. But Doroje was not a man contented with small victories. He wanted more in life, not just wealth, but power, prestige, and respect. One evening, after he lost a major deal, he broke down in tears kneeling down behind his shop. An old friend named Kolopo, who had mysteriously disappeared for some years now, had returned looking rich and admirable. Kolopo sighted Doroje from how far when he was kneeling down in frustration. Kolopo walked close to him and he whispered to his ear silently, "If you're ready to go beyond the ordinary, if you're ready to do what others fear, I know a way." And Doroje hesitantly nodded his head in agreement with what his friend told him. The next day morning, Kolopo took Doroje to a far-away forest in Oyo State, where they met a hooded man who called himself Baba Elegbid, a servant of the Ajalu spirit. It was an ancient deity of wealth, blood, and power. Doroje was made to swear an oath. He was told. So he pays attention listening to the words the Baba was saying. "You never lack money, but you must never help anyone genuinely. Not even your family. You must give when it serves your pride, not from your heart. Your power lies in pride. Humility will be your undoing." The Baba gave him a black ring that was carved from an ancient stone, and a goat was slaughtered in his name. From that day, Doroje's life changed entirely. Within months, Doroje massively became wealthy. He turned his small shop into a big warehouse. He bought lot of lands in his hometown and his name was written boldly in the entrance of the town. Due to how wealthy he was, people started fearing him, even when he said nothing. His wife, Adoni, grew worried as her husband became wealthier and crueler. He renovated their house they were living on to a luxury mansion, and he replaced his old-time friends with bodyguards that do guide him, and he began sleeping with girls young enough to be his daughters. Pastors who tried to visit him were mocked and turned away. One of the pastors was found paralyzed at the floor after forcefully praying for him. Sometimes he would say things like, "Do you know who I am? Even God needs an appointment to talk to me." His arrogance became legendary. He publicly humiliated chiefs, insulted traditional leaders, and he once slapped a government official who asked him for a bribe. Nobody dared to challenge him. One morning, Doroje woke up from his bed screaming. His black ring was burning his finger. He tried to remove it, but the ring was tightened to its finger. He seems no way to remove it. Later that day, during night hours while he was asleep, Baba Elegbid appeared in his dream and he echoed his name twice and he gave him a brief warning. "Doroje, you have broken the order. You were warned never to be humble." Doroje quickly opened his eyes and woke up shockingly from his bed, and he was trembling in fear while he was at the edge of his bed. Doroje had recently donated a house to a poor widow after a viral sad story he heard about the woman, and he was emotionally touched, so he went ahead and purchased a new house for the widower, which he did secretly without letting anyone know about it. This showed an act of genuine kindness. Dorogeya seated down in his sitting room quietly, looking sorrowfully and sad while he was having deep thoughts and wondering. From that day, his business began to crumble. His contracts and deals were reversed. His best friend defrauded him. A massive fire burned down his warehouse. Then came the EFCC, the police, and court cases. His staff that do work under him all resigned and quit working. People he once helped began to speak bad against him. His name became a curse. He became paranoid, seeing shadows in his sleep. His youngest son died in a car crash, and his 2 daughters left the country, without him knowing their whereabouts, due to they didn't inform him where they traveled to. His beloved wife Adoni, whom he had ignored for years, packed out of the mansion without a word. Baba Elegbid visited him one last time in a vision. You were made great through pride. You destroyed the covenant by showing mercy. Now, you are food for the spirits you once commanded. Chief Dorogeya now lives in an old, dusty apartment in Ibadan. He walks in difficulty, his eyes haunted by things no one else sees. He sometimes roams around the street shouting at invisible figures, or he do when begging at mosques and churches he once mocked. And his story serves as a warning to every ambitious soul: there is nothing meant for free. There is a price attached to everything. And sometimes, the price of gaining supernatural power can slowly lead to destruction of your entire life later on. I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, kindly like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for more enchanting video like this.